Good morning. Take a look at what has arrived today. We've got this package in. I can't remember what I ordered. I know I ordered some plants, I ordered some fish, and I can't remember what else I ordered. But let's get this in the fish room and we'll open this up. So it's still dark in the fish room. The lights of all the tanks haven't turned on yet, and that's because we're out here early in the morning. You can see the goldfish are still in this little 2-foot tank. They're looking beautiful. Look at the colors of this guy and this guy. I think they're my two favorites, but I do like all of them. We're gonna move them down into the 3-foot tank really soon. Today though, I wanna open this box, check out what's inside, and maybe do a tour of some of the tanks and talk to you guys about what I wanna do with this room. So let's go ahead and check out what's in this box. What do we have? Oh wow. Why is it put sideways? Alright, so that's the box. Right here, I got this fly mix. I think it's similar to bug bite. We don't have bug bites here in Japan, but we've got this thing called fly mix, and I think the fish will really like this. We've got some fish and they're looking pretty good. So this right here, guys, I don't know how well you can see this, but we'll put it in the tank so you can see later. This is the 𝗯𝘂𝘀𝗶𝗲𝘀𝗀, or the blue rainbow fish, or turquoise rainbow fish. Alright, so I'm currently drip acclimating the new fish, the 𝗯𝘂𝘀𝗀𝘀𝗀. It's really hard to see them, but I've got 3 of them in here. And as you can see, I'm just drip acclimating them using this airline tube. And I'm gonna put them into this tank for now, kind of like a quarantine. This tank has my guppies, my 𝗲𝘂𝘀𝗀𝘀𝗀 as well as some pracox rainbow fish, or the dwarf neon rainbow. And I've got 5 of them in here. I've grown them up from when they were tiny. I've had these guys for a few months, and I've been feeding them quite a bit. They've grown a lot, and they're coloring up really nice. I love these guys a lot. And I'm gonna move them into this tank. But I don't know if I'm gonna do that today, so we'll have to wait and see until later. But for now, I'm just drip acclimating these guys, and I think let's move on to the next box since this one is now empty. Oh, and check this out. Right now it's 11:05 or 11:06, and the lights just turned on 5 minutes ago. And you can see this is the 𝗲𝘋𝘃 WRGB2 Slim, and you can see how dim it is right now, and that's because I've got it on ramp up time. So for 30 minutes, it's gonna slowly raise up in light intensity. So right now it's really dim. In just a few minutes you'll see this thing will get really bright. So that's really cool. It's like a sunrise sunset effect, and I think it's really neat. Alright, so this is the second package right here. Let's take a look. So we've got plants in this package. So this one, oh, this is pretty cool. This right here is water sprite, and I've always wanted to use this as a floating plant, so pretty excited for that guy. These two look to be cryptocoryns, and I'm sorry they're all written in Japanese because we're in Japan here, but I can translate them for you. So this one right here, the top one is cryptocorin lucens, and the bottom one is cryptocorin 𝗶𝗀𝘀, and we'll get to see these later, so don't worry about that. And then the last 2 plants right here, okay, it's tough to do with one hand, but right here we've got the temple plant green is exactly what it says, and I think that is 𝗲𝗾𝗾𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀. It's a stem plant, pretty neat stem plant, so we'll see that later. And then this right here is 𝗲𝗾𝗾𝗃𝗃𝗃. I'm not really familiar with this plant, but it's similar to 𝗲𝗾𝗾𝗃𝗃𝗃, just a little bit different in shape and color, I think. I'm not too sure, but yeah, 𝗲𝗾𝗾𝗃𝗃𝗃. Take a look at how good this water sprite looks. It's grown immersed, and I'm not too sure if this is broadleaf or just the normal thin leaf type. Let me know in the comments down below if you know what it is, but I'm really hoping that it's broadleaf water sprite because it would look really cool to have some of these floating in the rainbow fish tanks, and in all my other tanks I think it would look pretty neat. So I'm really excited for these nice plants. Now I'm gonna unbox the others and we'll take a look at them. This is cryptocorin lucens, and it looks similar to one that I've already got in the tank, which is cryptocorin lutea. It looks very similar, but I think it'll grow differently once we put this in the tank. I'll put it somewhere in the front because it's not a very tall growing crypt, but yeah, we'll see how that one does. This one right here is cryptocorin 𝗶𝗃𝗀𝗀. and I have some of it in this section, but a lot of it died off, and I think, I don't know, I'm not too sure. I think the pH of this tank is just too high, so I'm trying to get it lowered, and hopefully this one does better, but all the other crypts seem to be doing alright. And then this one here is kind of a surprise because it looks nothing like the picture that I ordered. It said it comes on a piece of wood, but it looks completely different. The one in the picture was much more broader and it had more plants on it. This one looks kind of sad, but that's alright. We'll try to grow this out. You can see it does look very much like 𝗲𝗾𝗂𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, and it's probably the same family, but it's named as 𝗲𝗾𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀. So we'll get that in some CO2 tank. And then this right here is a pretty neat looking plant, the temple plant, or 𝗲𝗾𝗂𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀. The 𝗲𝗾𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 plant that looks like 𝗲𝗾𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 is going to go in my 4-foot planted tank, aquascape tank, because this is the only tank I've got running CO2 right now. As you can see, the diffuser right there. This is, I haven't shown you guys this tank yet. I can't because I entered it in a contest. Right now it's not in its best condition. You can see the plants are like right at the surface, and that's because I just did the photo shoot last week, and right now I'm kind of neglecting it. I'm gonna do some maintenance soon on this tank, but for now that plant is gonna stay there, and once we get some CO2 out in the garage fish room, we'll move that thing back there. Because I do want to use that plant for one of these nano tanks in the future. I could just use 𝗲𝗾𝗂𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, it's much more common, but I really like these kind of fancy plants that you don't get to see all the time, so I want to try it out for one of these tanks. And you can see the light now is at its brightest level. It's only 50% still because I haven't put it on max power, but you can see it's much brighter than what we started with. Now it's 11:50, so almost an hour since the lights have turned on, and yeah, that's how the sunrise thing works. So this plant is pretty cool, the 𝗲𝗾𝗂𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀. Take a look at those massive leaves. I've already planted one in the tank. It's in its immersed form, so it'll have to convert a little bit, but these ones I'm going to grow immersed in one of my immersed mini plant farms, and I'll try to grow more of these out before I add them back into this tank, because yeah, just want to be safe. I don't want to lose them all in one tank, so I'm gonna grow some more of these. Oh, and also I forgot to tell you guys about why I can't show you the 4-foot aquascape tank that's in the mini studio. It's because I entered it in the contest, IAPLC contest, and one of the rules is that you can't show it to the public until after the award ceremony, until they release all the rankings. You can't show it, and I don't know why that rule is such a thing, but I'll have videos coming out on that tank in the next few months, so I'm sorry I have to keep you guys waiting, but that's the rules. Next year onwards though, I'm probably just gonna ignore those rules and bring you guys along the journey of me scaping that tank, so don't worry about next year. This year, I'm just hiding it just because I just wanted to follow the rules. So yeah, I'm sorry I can't show you guys, but I did do sneak peeks of that tank on my Instagram, and I show you guys about the photography part, so if you guys haven't seen that on my Instagram, definitely go check it out. Now let's get these two plants, the cryptocorynes. We're gonna get them planted into this tank right here. Alright, so the lacustris rainbow fish are in this tank now. Kind of hard to see, but you can see one guy right here. They've got a nice blue stripe on them right now, and they're tiny, so that is pretty nice to see. Here's another guy right there, and then that guy. So I've got 3 of them, and I only got 3 because these fish are known to get pretty big, and they get really colorful, so I'm excited to see how these will color up once they get much larger. But right now they're tiny. They're even smaller than my dwarf neon rainbows, but we'll definitely have to wait and see in a couple of months time, and hope that those are not crossbreeds, because I bought these fish from the same place, and this is what I call my fake 𝗲𝗾𝗂𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, because they were sold as 𝗲𝗾𝗂𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 rainbow fish, but it turns out they're a hybrid, because they look nothing like a 𝗲𝗾𝗂𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 rainbow fish, so I'm pretty disappointed about that. But I'm not going to return them because that's just a bunch of hassle and trouble. Yeah, I'm just gonna take care of these guys as best as I can. Try to raise them up, keep them healthy, but I'm not gonna try to breed these fish in the future. That is one thing I want to do with rainbow fish. I want to try to breed them and get them out to more people here, because The rainbow fish game here in Japan is not that strong, and I think we can make it a lot stronger because these are really beautiful fish, and in Japan I think there's a lot of crossbreeding going on, which is not good. If you want to help with the conservation of rainbow fish, you don't want to crossbreed them because crossbreeding them just messes up the genetics and the colors don't look as good as when you have purebreds. And it might seem crazy because rainbow fish are very colorful fish, so you might think that crossbreeding rainbow fish will give you better colors and brighter colors, but it turns out you get duller colors. The Parkinsoni, the fake Parkinsonis as I call them, there are some beautiful ones. Like this guy is one of my favorites. When he's on fire, his colors just change. He gets black in the front, the chest area, and like bright yellow in the back. So I like that guy, but yeah, we'll just take good care of them and see how they turn out in a few months. I just really hope that they get a little bit of that blotchy yellow color that the Parkinsonis get. That will make me really, really happy. I know I've been delaying on setting up some of these nano tanks here. There's 4 of them and I want to set them all up, but I just don't really want to do it right now because I've got plans to hopefully make this room look a little bit better, and I've got to move some stuff in order to do that. One of the things is I'm thinking about putting a wall in this room. Right now you can just see that this room, it only has the outer siding. I'm not so sure what it's called, but it's this right here. It's a really thin layer, this wall, and I'm not so sure what it's called, but it's like a plasterboard. I'm not even sure if I know what a plasterboard is, but it feels like something like that, and it's so thin I can't even screw stuff into it. So if I want to like screw a power strip into that wall, it's just gonna fall off and it's not very solid. So I do want to insulate the walls, put some proper inner walls up so that it looks better, and then hopefully we can put an aircon in this room so that we can control the temperature, because if I just have heaters in every single tank, it's gonna be really expensive to run, especially having all these tanks. I really want to set more tanks up to make more videos. And then in the summer it gets too hot, I'm gonna have to cool each tank down, and having fans above each tank is just, it's not ideal, and I don't want that. So I'd like to have the room temperature regulated. I might make a more in-depth video on all the plans I've got for this fish room, all the big plans, all the little plans. I'll go really in-depth. If you guys are interested, let me know in the comments down below. But as always, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, and I'll see you guys next time. Is this a Bug Bites copy? Because I just searched up the packaging of the 𝗲𝘂𝘀𝗀𝗀𝗀 Bug Bites and it looks exactly the same. Let me know what you guys think if you guys are in the US. Is this a copy of 𝗲𝘂𝘀𝗀𝗀𝗀 Bug Bites?